this one. Thank you, Sir Charles. Can I, first of all, thank you and congratulate my honourable friend, the member for Totnes, in securing this debate, because it's very important, particularly for those of us who represent South West constituencies, to share our thoughts and feedback to the Minister in this way. Sir Charles, I represent the rural and coastal seat of West Dorset. We have 45 small fishermen there and vessels there. And I'd like to say that the impressive biodiversity of our coral garden of Lyme Bay and thriving fishing ports go hand in hand in West Dorset, thanks to the fishermen of Lyme Bay who have made it work. The Lyme Bay fishers have done all that has been asked of them to fish sustainably. But we have a very small-scale fleet, and the challenges they now face to make a living are increasingly difficult, particularly so with huge fuel increases. Their catches and value, of course, remain at the same value. Gear costs have increased, and these fishing families have the same challenges that other families at the cost of living also experience. I do not think there is a magic lever that the Minister has to pull to fix these issues, but I am sure that what the fishermen report as endless consultations, meetings, additional burdens such as catch-up, IVMs, new MCA inspections, and additional burdens and so on, is something that can be and needs to be addressed, particularly now. And I'd like to particularly mention the MCA, because we are increasingly in West Dorset finding it a bureaucratic nightmare. Its advice questionable. And then they look to hold our fishermen to account against their own false advice. And that is becoming an increasing problem. And I do hope that I can count on the support of my honourable friend, the Minister, to help us with some particularly difficult issues in the West Dorset constituency. Fatigue, of course, in this sector is considerable, and the sheer scale from the amount of bureaucracy coming their way really do show concerns, very real concerns of mental health in this area. Fishers are not a regular stakeholder group. Our fishermen don't work 9 to 5, so the MMO and the IFCAs, and indeed officials in her own department, can do and should do more to ensure that we can make that easier for them. Middle of the day, middle of the week meetings just don't work, because if the weather's fine, fishers are out at sea, and they are needing to do that to earn their money in these increasingly difficult times. Moving all these meetings to early evenings or weekends would make all the difference to attendance and engagement, so that fishers are not faced with the choice of either giving up a day's pay or making their representations. Unlike big fishing businesses, in West Dorset predominantly we are small fishing vessels. These small fishers have no paid representation to attend and speak on their behalf at a level to help inform policy. I do understand how having shore-based employees help, but I'm afraid I would like to emphasise the fact that whilst the NFFO has lots to offer in terms of advice, they don't necessarily speak on behalf of small fishing vessels such as those in the seat of West Dorset. And I am proud to be here, Sir Charles, to represent them in this debate and to offer their voice here in this House. Our Lyme Bay fishermen know that these issues have been a weakness, but it is also why that I am so proud that they have collectively pulled together across the 4 ports, not just in my constituency, but of that in Tiverton and Honiton and further to the west, to register the Lyme Bay Fishermen's CIC. It's an important and progressive development that means we can really get the voice heard. And I hope that the MMO, the application for the MMO of the grant scheme, that will be recognised, and that the importance of similar CICs will also be recognised to ensure that key developments can be moved forward. So, Mr. Chairman, I would like to finally urge the Minister to see what the regulators can do to change their way of working, particularly because as these small-scale fishers rise to the challenge, regulators should as well, and give these new organisations and new initiatives time to get up and functioning with the resources that they indeed need.
Thank you very much.